Well, hi, y'all. How is everyone this evening? Hello there. I am Eve with the Baby's Booty, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to our show this evening. And first and foremost, I am going to have to start my shows with a disclaimer. So, there seems to be a consensus out there that we do a whole lot of talking in our show at the very beginning. So I want to let you know that I do greet each and every one of the folks that come in and join us live, and we do chit chat and talk a good little bit, actually, probably about the first 30 minutes of our show. So if you're in here and you don't want to hear chit chat and banter, well, then either fast forward to the 30-minute mark and hopefully we'll be on subject by then, or hang out with us for a little bit. It's not that bad, but I wouldn't have this channel if it weren't for you all. So I want to let that be known that the first little bit of this show is going to be dedicated solely to each and every last one of you that want to be acknowledged for being here. So to get things underway, I want to say howdy do to all of the folks that are in here now. I did see Sheila Cushionberry. I did see you in here. Let me pull up my other chat because I want to make sure that I can see everyone. Let's see what we got. I saw Sheila Cushionberry. Miss Carol Coleman is in here this evening. Stacy, hi. Miss Bickham, hi. Eddie, hi. Junior. Tanya, hello. Jennifer H. Leah, hello. How are you all? Hello, Miss Boutique. How are you this evening? PJ Coppage, what's up? Ethel Smith, good evening to you as well. Sylvia Young, hello, how are you? Tony T, yes, you did catch me live. Thank you for joining us this evening. And for all of you who are in here that may not have let us know before, or if you just want to, let us know where you're here from. We love to acknowledge our visitors as well. Miss Debbie Kidd, hello, how are you? Debbie D, how are you? And Jane, hello, how are you doing this evening? Charmaine, hey to you as well. Leela Nelson says hi, even Hoop Group, hello to you as well. And Miss Debbie says hi to, and Udell Wiggins, or is it Udell Wiggins? Hello, how are you? Welcome. Miss Tony Teague is from Dothan, Alabama. Sheila Cushionberry says we wouldn't keep returning if we didn't like the chit chat. Well, I do appreciate the regulars very, very much. You guys make it all fun. Now, little Miss Boutique says, pray for you. Guess what you just got? Am I going to be ringing the bell for a multi-needle perchance? Let me know. I don't know. Hi, Cher. How are you? Lara B, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hoop Group from the STL, Miss Dorothy Gaston says, hello, little Miss Boutique. Oh my gosh. Do I need to get the bell? Please let me know. You know, we like, no. Oh man, so what we got? So what did you get? Hopefully it's not something like a puppy or something. Well, if you had a puppy, I'd pray for you for that too, because puppies can be a mess. Kingsbury Crafts, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Now, how is everyone? Now, I will let you know, I just came from lunch with my in-laws, had a beautiful time. I ate way too much. Yeah, so it won't be too long and I'll be yawning, I'm sure. I'm gonna try really hard not to, but y'all know, ooh, buddy. The Sawgrass 800. That's a bell ring. Oh my gosh, that's a good one. Holla. Hey, Sawgrass in the house. Congratulations on the Sawgrass, ma'am. You and your sublimation. You have the elite of sublimation machine. So I wish you very well. We will be offering up some clear printing pages for prayers for you. And see how that goes. Shonda Coleman says Arkansas is checking in. Welcome. Thank you for joining us from Arkansas. Nancy T says hello to you as well. Leela says, met someone yesterday at the African Festival in Roanoke from Charlotte. His wife may be in touch with you for a project. That works. I am actually quite busy lately, which I've been telling y'all that for the past couple of weeks, and there's no denying it at all. I've been inundated with orders all across the board, from bling to sublimation to embroidery. I mean, it's just been vinyl even, and y'all know I'm not a huge fan of vinyl. I've been doing that too. So it's been really busy, and it's actually going to have to grind to a halt. It is. I don't have a choice. So you guys know that I will be in Miami in about 3 weeks now. I will be in Miami teaching at the Deco Summit, teaching digitizing. And so just to be 100% sure and making sure that everything flows smoothly like it's supposed to, and we don't have any, you know, I doubt I will freeze or get up there or do something like that, but I still want to rehearse and practice and make sure that everything goes smoothly like it's supposed to. So I'm going to take a couple of weeks off from work to actually sit down and focus completely on that. So that is going to be something I'm going to have to do. And folks just ain't understanding it. They keep coming and slamming orders left and right. So I got to get that taken care of at some point. So if you are interested in joining us at the Deco Summit, I do have the website link right there. I do believe my link is in the description below, where they can get you can get a special discounted price if you purchase the tickets through my link. I hope I have the right link anyway. But that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm super excited about that. Glenn F, hello, welcome. How are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. Ann Jane says, you can ring the bell for me. I went to Sovac yesterday for a lesson on my brother SE 1900 and came home with a Baby Lock Elegante too. It's used but new to me, still trying to figure it out. Yes, holla! Congratulations on the Elegante. Doesn't that sound just lovely? The Elegante. Congratulations. That's what's up. New machines, new babies. And y'all know the bell season is coming up. Black Friday isn't too terribly far away. So if you haven't already started saving your coins for any type of upgrade or new equipment, then definitely keep those pocketbooks ready for Black Friday, which is coming up. Then in addition to Black Friday, holidays, people rack up with new machines and babies and toys and stuff too. So we're gonna be doing some bell ringing around here. And then here at the Baby's Booty Studio, we're also looking to shock you guys and get some really cool things coming down the pipes. Hopefully after I get back from the summit. I'm really excited about what we got going on around here. And I'm also planning a super huge bash for when we hit 20,000 subscribers. You guys, we just passed 17,000. So if you're excited as I am about all the stuff that I'm going to be rolling out once we hit 20,000, then share the videos, let folks know that we are here, and that they can join us on Sundays and have some videos coming out. And I know I've been slacking on the videos. I know with the one for the saddle blanket, which is sitting right back there, I have this really awesome idea that's going to be kind of crazy. Y'all know how I am. Sometimes I just do too much, and so that's why I haven't done it yet, because I want to do too much just to do that video. Because I don't know, I was like, just embroidering on the blanket is kind of simple, so I wanted to just go all out a little bit with the video for that. So my bad. And then my daughter has my laptop, my one for in the house, so I haven't been able to edit the other video from the thread play. So yeah, I need to get some videos up. Very well aware of that, and I apologize on the delay. However, I have been working like very hard around here, long hours, and so we are going to get things ramped up. And I'm sure once the Deco Summit is over, then we can smooth back over into some normalcy. And actually, we're going to step out of some normalcy a little bit, and I'm really excited about that. So you guys, I am excited for what we all have in store. I really appreciate you all being here. Looks like we got Justin in here. Let me go back. Little Miss Boutique, you're welcome. I'm trying to delete stuff and I don't mean to do that. Nancy Faust says hello from Iowa. Hello, Miss Nancy Faust, as always. Leah says congratulations. Deborah Patton says hello from Alabama. Welcome. Little Miss Boutique says, I wish I can go and meet you. I wish all of y'all could come to Miami, honestly, because I am super excited. I've only been there once in my entire life, which isn't super long, but long enough. And I didn't get to enjoy the area, so I'm going down a little early so that I can enjoy some of the vicinity in the area in Miami. So I'm excited about that, but it is going to be cool to see some faces that are behind the names here in the YouTube chat and channels. So really excited about that. Olinda Mara says hello, I watched your rhinestone video. Thank you very much. I appreciate you watching my rhinestone video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box below. Justin says hi all, Miss Even Who Group. Hey Justin's in the house, y'all. Justin's been working on vinyl and getting some vinyl shirts done, so you guys we'll have to get Justin back on here at some point in time to talk about vinyl with us. Kathleen Dowling says hello from South Florida. So Miss Kathleen, I'll be down not too terribly far from you in a few weeks. Mary Stowell says hi everyone. Hello, how are you? Cheryl Larrabee says awesome. That's what's up. Let's see, Miss Bickham says everybody hit the like button. Thank you very much, I appreciate the reminder. Deborah Lewis says hello Eve and everyone. Hello to you as well, Miss Lewis. Let's see what we got. PJ Coppage also says hit the thumbs up. So you guys, Miss Eartha Lewis is from Port Allen, Louisiana. Hello. And Lorna Putt says hi from North Carolina. Well, welcome from North Carolina. What part of North Carolina? Because you know that's where I am. Teresa Jackson says hi Eve, how are you? Miss you. I am doing decent, I really am. Today I'm a little bit over full, somewhat tired, not super tired, because I didn't really work much today. I did some bling transfers, but that's about it. Karen Caldwell, hey Miss Karen Caldwell, how are you? I see you said you getting over pneumonia but getting better. I am very glad to hear that, because pneumonia is no joke at all. So please recuperate fully, safely, and completely. So we definitely want to make sure that you're on the mend. Don't do too much, please. Lorna Putt says Moycock, North Carolina, the northeast corner of North Carolina. Okay, cool. So you're headed more towards Virginia. So I don't usually get out on that end of the state, but whenever I do, I'll definitely think of you and see if we can hook up. That would be really cool to stop and say hi. Joanna says hi Eve, how are you doing? Doing good, thank you for asking. Carol Coleman says glad to hear you're feeling better, Miss Caldwell. For sure, we love to make sure that our family is that's right, we want to make sure our family is happy and healthy, having happy embroidering or crafting. Contessa says hello Hoop Group. Hello to you as well. And y'all, we are gonna ring bells for Justin. Justin got himself a 7610 Epson sublimation printer. So let's ring the bell for Justin and his new sublimation endeavors. Congratulations! Justin get the bell. Justin get the bell. Justin get the bell and the dance. Congratulations, Justin, on your new baby. So we got to get his baby some sublimation ink and paper and all the cool stuff that goes with sublimation and blanks and stuff. So we're going to have to spend some more money, sir. Oh yeah, that's right. Moycock isn't too terribly far from where you are up there in Virginia. So yes, for sure. Now you guys, so what all have you been working on? Now, one of the things that I've had going on around here, I want to make sure that I refer back to what our conversation is all about today, is getting started in embroidery. Now, I know some of you may be in here for bling, possibly because one person mentioned they watched the bling video. They may not do embroidery, and others may be here with sublimation only. But with either, actually in either situation, you still have to have certain things to get started with, you know, and you don't want to break the bank when it is time to go ahead and get started with whichever business crafting endeavor you so choose to partake in, right? So I was speaking with my daughter, and she's looking to start a nonprofit, and she and I were discussing some of the things she would need to do to get started, and unfortunately she got a little overwhelmed today when I started saying, okay, have you thought about this, have you thought about that, have you thought about this? And so when you're getting into starting a business, one of the first things some people think of is a business name, a website, whether or not they're going to sell online or in person. Some people start looking for a storefront or a place to sell from. And then others just start trying to figure out what in the world it is that they're going to sell. So tonight I thought we would discuss that a little bit in more detail, because it is important for people to understand that. So for myself, I've had this business going for, oh gosh, September was 4 years, I believe now. I'll have to double check because time does elude me quite a bit. But 3 to 4 years I've been doing embroidery. But over the years, I've slowly expanded to doing other things. So when you make the decision to actually get into business, there's a lot you have to keep in mind, right? So I know Justin is a business owner, Miss Debbie is a business owner, Miss Bickham, business owner there. Several others in here are business owners. So that being the case, oh, Little Miss Boutique, I know, does business as well and sell. So what route should you take? Should you start out with your business name? Should you start out with tons of equipment? What is the better way to start your business? So for myself, I actually didn't have a plan to go into business when I first purchased my machine. I purchased it because I wanted to have something to do in my spare time. I've always loved to sew. Didn't get to do much sewing through the years, somewhat off and on, but I was really determined to start doing more with sewing and crafting. So when I came across the little embroidery machine, I was super excited at the price. And I've told that story many times about how I purchased my machine. It was a Black Friday sale. And then once I got the machine, it sat for a year. It sat for a year. So technically I could have been in business 5 years ago, but I let it sit and I waited because I was so intimidated by that little white box with this machine in it. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just buy? Right? Because I've never embroidered before. So now that I've endeavored to purchase, and I've purchased this actual machine and didn't know what the heck I was up against, and was intimidated, it sat. So when I finally did break it out, I did the, what's the word? I don't even know what to call it, where you just start working with it and, oh, I'll figure it out. I don't need to read any instructions or learn how to do anything. So I took it out and I was going to embroider on a towel. And yeah, that was a major fail. That was a major fail. I didn't know how to hoop. I didn't know anything about stabilizer. I saw the stabilizer in the packet. I'm like, what is this mess? Oh, I don't need this. And I needed it. Didn't really know how to put the words into the machine. I knew what I wanted to embroider. Didn't know how to embroider what I wanted, because what I wanted was not on the machine, right? So as Glenn says, it was overwhelming. It was extremely overwhelming. And I wanted to make sure that I got the best use out of that machine. So back in the box it went, and it sat for another 6 months, right? So until one day I was determined to take this thing out of the box and do something with it. A friend just had a baby. So I should be able to put a name on a onesie. Come on, y'all. I know what embroidery machines do. I should be able to do this, right? Yeah, no, it wasn't quite like that. I'm going to jump over in the chat for just a moment. Miss Tammy Croft says you took a leap of faith. Yes, I did. When it was time to actually get in the motion of trying to do something, I really did take a leap of faith. I wasn't sure how all of this was going to work out, but I knew from my grandfather on my dad's side, who was an entrepreneur for many, many years in several different businesses. My grandfather was a master, it would seem, at creating businesses and be successful at it. I personally used to create businesses and say, I'm going to do this, but then I wouldn't completely follow through when it got tough, right? So this time, it was a joint decision between my husband and myself that if I got into it, that I would stick with it. And the rest is history. So I pretty much did decide to do that. Miss American Eagle says, I bought my first machine because I wanted something to do after I quit my job after 20 years. Now, you talk about a leap of faith. That's a leap of faith, especially if you've been working. My situation was a little bit different. I was already at home, and I had been home because of dealing with illnesses. And so I didn't work at the time. My husband, and he still does work. He has his own business. So I was at home and I was getting bored and the kids were getting older. So I felt it was something I wanted to do. Now, when I did make the decision to go ahead and start the business, it wasn't an easy decision because I had been practicing. By this time, I had learned how to use the machine. And had learned more about stabilizers and threads and stuff. So then I started reaching out and looking for resources. And that's where a lot of this conversation tonight is going to take a turn and discuss how to locate the resources that you need to begin your embroidery business for the most part successfully. We can go into some of the resources for sublimation and for rhinestones as well, and we will touch on those, but primarily we'll be discussing the embroidery aspect tonight. So I want to say hello, Miss Barbara Grothier. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. Miss Marge Campbell, also I want to say welcome to you as well. And it was Miss Pearl Lucas also. Thank you for joining us this evening. I wanted to say hello to you all. Now, Barbara Grothier says, I bought my machine after many, many years of not sewing. And hello to Ronnie's Wraps. If I didn't say that already, I'm pretty sure I did. But many, many years of not sewing and you got an embroidery machine. And it's funny how embroidery is similar to sewing, but in a lot of ways it's completely different. Even though you're using the exact same version of exact same type of machine, but a different version of the same machine because it's still a sewing machine. But this one actually sews based on what you program into it, which is really cool. And then of course you use the hoops. Hello, El Latore, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. One of the first things I had to learn when when delving into doing embroidery and starting the embroidery business, I needed to find affordable resources, right? So anyone can go to Joann's Fabrics and Crafts and purchase thread, embroidery thread, stabilizer. You can't purchase hoops and stuff like that, but you can do some of those other things. But Joann's is expensive, especially if you don't have a coupon. So you're getting these little itty bitty spools of thread for $8-9, and I just wasn't hearing that. I was like, there has to be a better way. So I did find some resources on Amazon, actually a lot of resources on Amazon that have been very instrumental in allowing me to start the business and profit off of the business without going in the hole, because the items that I was purchasing were affordable and easy to get a hold of. If you're curious about any of those types of resources that I was using from Amazon, the link is in the description below. The link in the description below also links you to sublimation resources on Amazon. It also links you to rhinestone resources on Amazon, as well as embroidery resources on Amazon. So those are on the Baby's Booty Amazon storefront. The link is below. You can click there when you go to the storefront. I have it listed in categories where it's easy to find what you're looking for. So if you're interested, you can definitely click there. I am an Amazon affiliate. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a small portion of kickback from Amazon for every purchase that you make, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. I want to let you know that. However, sometimes Amazon isn't the answer either, right? So we want to discuss some of the other resources that are out there. And really quick, I want to see Barbara Girl Theer says your videos help me so much. Thank you very much. I'm glad they did. The goal is to make sure that we all succeed, no matter what it is that we're working on. And especially if we're trying to have a little bit of a business with it. It's not difficult to do. There is a lot to do with it and a lot you have to go through, but it's not super difficult. And we want to make it as easy as possible. Little Miss Boutique says she started with doing nails and jewelry. Very nice. Very nice. I have several folks let me know that they started out with jewelry and wanted to expand into doing other things. So that's a lot of fun. Denise Barnes, hello, how are you? And Shayla McKinnon, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Cher Larrabee, in the 40s and 50s, my grandmother had a home sewing business. She got so good. She was sewing for a few movie stars in Hollywood. She made Elizabeth Taylor's first communion dress for $500. Now that's a really cool story. That's a really cool story, especially one to pass on to your future generations in your family, especially if you have a picture of the dress. That would be awesome. Hello, Miss Phenomenal Creations. How are you? Miss Bickham says, I feel so blessed to be here to watch my great friend become known and appreciated by so many for the wonderful educator and person that she is. I appreciate you saying that. However, not very many people know, but I do attribute a lot to Miss Bickham, because me starting out and doing embroidery and making the videos, I did know some things, but she taught me a whole lot more, and I definitely appreciate the direction and guidance that she so selflessly gave me in a time at the very beginning. So yes, she has been here to watch a lot of things and to see how things have changed around here and continue to change, and I definitely appreciate her. Tanya says, I have been sewing since 14 and later began sewing for weddings. Now that's a big step. That got to be a migraine. Exactly. Then I started making quillos and wanted to personalize them, and that's what started me into embroidery. I love it. So in speaking on that, Miss Tanya, and I appreciate you sharing that story, if you don't mind, while you're in here, and if you feel so inclined, please let me know what started you on your journey to embroidery. As I mentioned, I just so happened to buy the machine and it was like, okay, what can I do with this? I love to sew, so this should be fun too. But then a friend had a baby and I felt compelled to give the baby a personalized gift. And that's what really started me into saying, you know what, this embroidery stuff is fun, especially after I learned how to do it the proper way. So it still wasn't perfect embroidery, but it was cute embroidery and it worked, and she loved her gift. So let me know in the comments below what started you on your road to doing embroidery, or if it's sublimation, what started you on the road to want to get into sublimation, or if it was bling, what started you with that? Let us see. Miss Phenomenal Creation says, thank you for your help the other day on Instagram. It worked out well. You're welcome. I know it's difficult sometimes for me to get over to Instagram and respond to messages sometimes, so I'm glad I was able to help out with that. Ronnie's Rap says, my daughter was getting ready to have my first granddaughter. I saw a machine at Joann's embroidering by itself. I bought a machine that sat in the box for over a year. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, same principle here. You see it and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to fool with that, and then you realize, what in the world was I thinking? But once you got into it, you enjoyed it. I'm sure. I know I did. So that's why I'm trying to encourage folks that if they do get a machine, whether it be on a whim or because they think they can start a business or something with it, you definitely can. You can embroider with that thing that's sitting in the box. Go ahead and pull it out, dust it off, and we're going to get some projects taken care of. They're really easy projects to follow on this channel if you're interested, right? So we can get it done. Teresa Jackson says, forgot to tell you my 625 went bad. Oh no. So I took it back. Ended up buying a PE 800 coming Monday, plus a new sewing machine. All of mine went bad at once, but all good. Oh no, I definitely understand that. I've been there, especially with the sewing machines. I don't know why I can tear up a sewing machine in a hot minute. Not like tear it up to where it won't work anymore, but tear it up to the point where I got to get my repair person to come out and do some tune-ups on my stuff because it's been that long. I should have been had him out and I haven't. But he's been instrumental in helping keep my stuff running smoothly. And the sewing machines, I can't keep from tearing up. I don't know what the deal is. The embroidery machine's still running like a champ, all of them. But that sewing machine was a fool. So I'm glad you're getting a new one. So we look forward to ringing the bell for you next week when it gets there. And please be sure to post pictures of your projects if you have made any by then. And if you are making projects and you want to share images of your projects and let us know how you're doing, right down here, join the Hoop group. Click the link. Well, there's no link right here, but that's the website you can go to, and there is a link in the description below this video where you can join up with the Hoop group. We are more than happy to have you. We're a drama-free environment. We're all about the love of crafting and embroidering and showing off some of the fun projects that we've been working on, and that's what we love to do. Marge Campbell says, I like your style of teaching sharing. You don't come off as snooty. I'm not happy when the quilt police make some beginners feel bad. She said the quilt police, that is hilarious. And there are some folks that take their crafts extremely seriously, and that's okay, because what it ends up doing is teaching you how to achieve a higher level of perfection. So I totally understand where a quilt police would come from. However, it still doesn't make you feel welcomed, and it makes it feel more like an obligation or a chore versus something fun to do. So we prefer to keep things fun around here, and I definitely appreciate you letting me know that the style of teaching is right up your alley. That's what we aim to do. So I definitely appreciate that, and I look forward to doing more teaching from now on into the future. So please, if there's anything you would like to see and learn about, let me know. You can send me an email or put it in the comments below. And Jane says, my mother-in-law is Korean and sews costumes for the Korean soap operas. Neat. Oh, she's a wealth of knowledge and my go-to whenever I have questions. Now that's pretty cool. Number one, didn't know they had soap operas, and number two, sewing the costumes and stuff is a lot of fun. I can't do clothing to save my life, and I've been meaning to do one project. I had hoped to have that one dress made by the summer, and it did not happen, and I'm still a little bummed out about it. Dr. Threads would fuss at me right now if she knew, but I definitely want to be able to get into being able to do sewing at some point. Will I ever find the time? Don't know, but I'm gonna try. Definitely gonna try at some point in time soon. Teresa Jackson says, what started me doing embroidery is I was asked if I monogram. I said no. So that's what got me interested, right? A lot of folks already have a business doing something, and then when they find out that this can add value to their business, then yes, that's another thing that gets people into doing embroidery. I've heard that time and time again. Actually, I had a really good friend, she's since passed away, and she owned her own pageant dress shop where she would make pageant dresses, and she ended up getting a little bit into embroidery as well. So that was really cool. Somebody retracted their comment. Oh no. Udell Wiggins says, what type of machine do you have? I actually have a Brother SE 400, a Brother PE 500, and I did have an SE 425, or either I have the 425 and got rid of the 400. I can't remember, but I'm down to two 4x4 machines. And I also have the Brother Entrepreneur 655, which is the 6 needle embroidery machine. So that's the machines that I have right now. Shayla McKinnon says, I started with hand embroidery. I would embroider my children's washcloths. It was very relaxing. I bet those turned out super cute. Hand embroidery is big. I did not realize how big hand embroidery was. And one of my favorite websites to purchase embroidery designs, they actually have a hand embroidery design section where you can buy designs that are just like the ones you machine embroider, but they're more tailored towards hand embroidery, which is really cool. I thought that was pretty cool. And that website is Urban Threads. Urban Threads is an excellent website. Denise Barnes says, I had a heart attack at 39 years of age. Wow, that was young. And my husband said, enough working for others. So I had been sitting at home for 4 years and wanted to do something, and did not know, Miss Denise Barnes, that working for yourself sometimes can be even harder, right? That's the funny thing about it. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, really, am I ever going to get a break? Am I ever going to get a break? Even though my body makes me take a break in a lot of instances where I can't do anything. But there's a lot of folks who don't realize getting into working for themselves that instead of you having a boss man that you go to every day with your guaranteed, 40 hour a week paycheck, you know what I'm saying? Now your boss man is the customer, and each one of these customers is your boss. And so each one of these customers tell you what they want and how they want it. And what do? Okay, we go ahead and get it done, right? And some customers pay without any issues, and there's others that you pulling teeth to get them to pay on time. So yes, there are some ups and downs to working for yourself, and that's a really huge point that I think a lot of people overlook and just don't realize how hard it is to work for yourself. A lot of times it's even harder, which was another thing I pointed out on Instagram just this week, where I needed to put my foot down on my business hours, right? So working for yourself, you don't really have business hours unless you have a brick and mortar location away from your home where you can leave out, cut the light out, lock the doors, and go home at the end of the day. And a lot of folks, just like the lady that I told you was a good friend of mine that had the pageant dress business, a lot of times she spent the night at her shop. She didn't have kids, she wasn't married, so she would be at that shop working until wee hours of the morning, and if it got too late, she would just stay there. So there are more times where when you're working for yourself, it can be just overwhelming because you feel obligated to meet these demands. And yes, you should feel obligated if you've taken the order, but a lot of times we do too much. So it's important for you to remember that as an entrepreneur, you want to keep in mind that you need to establish boundaries for your own safety and for your own health and for your own sanity. All right. So working for yourself can be a little stressful, Denise Barnes. So hopefully you've been doing well with your stress level in working for yourself. Kathleen Dowling says, we have 13 grandchildren and are now expecting our first great grandchild. Gotta love the baby things. Recently started with embroidered golf gifts and am having a ball. Now those are cool. To see the golf club covers that are embroidered, and then the golf towels that they can use that are custom and personalized. That's a good idea, actually, especially if you live in an area where golf is a popular sport. And Charlotte is a golf city sometimes, especially around the Wachovia championships is here in Charlotte. They do a lot of golfing. So that is a good idea. And yes, that would be a reason to get into business, especially if you're in that type of environment. Oh, Denise, you actually did answer my question. So I started my own business as a government contractor and quickly realized that wasn't it. Yeah, no. No, as a matter of fact, when you have a contract, you work even harder than just dealing with regular people. So at least for the most part, you should have been getting your pay on time. Ms. Bickham says, I started in embroidery because the technician that worked on my sewing machine at the garment factory where I worked introduced me to it, and I fell in love with embroidery and never looked back. That's really cool. So you've been embroidering from a technician's recommendation. That's pretty cool. And I'm glad that you loved it because you taught me a whole heck of a lot. So that's really awesome. Linda's Crafts and Things says, hi, what multi-needle machine would be good to get to start a home-based business? I have an SE600 and an NQ16OE. I've had nothing but problems with the NQ16OE, 1600E. Both are single needles. So the multi-needle machines options that you have are vast. There are a lot of options out there, right? So the one that I have is the Brother Entrepreneur. It's a 6 needle. It is an excellent machine. It is a commercial machine, not an industrial machine, and it works like a champ. I haven't had any issues out of that machine yet. Brother also has a 10 needle version of this machine. The 6 needle, when I purchased it 2 years ago, going on 2.5 actually years. No, sorry, I got it in July, so it's 2 years ago. It was $8,000 back then, and I believe the price is about the same, not 100. I think the 10 needle was 11,000, if I'm remembering correctly, 10,999 or something crazy. It was like really expensive. So we went with the 6 needle, and now I do believe someone told me the price of the Brother machines has gone up. All right, so that's the Brother, but Brother also has Baby Lock. Baby Lock is another multi-needle version. They have the multi-needle version of the same machine, and I'm not sure the prices of those. I can't remember. I did price it around about the same time, but I don't remember what it was. So Brother and Baby Lock both have the commercial version of this machine that you can use here. You also have industrial machines out there. So I'm going to the Deco Summit in Miami, and the company that is hosting the Deco Summit is Ricoma. So Ricoma has multi-needle machines. You can purchase a multi-needle through them. Sorry about that, candle fly. And they actually have a multi-needle that can turn into a multi-head machine. So multi-head meaning it's a multi-needle machine, but you can get 2, 3, 4 of that same multi-needle machine, and they all link together, and you can embroider all of them at the same time with the same project. You know, just like if you have a project of 20 hats where you can do 4 or 5 hats at a time, all the way up to, if I'm not mistaken, their machines, you can link up to something like 16 machines or something crazy. It's like a really long line of embroidery machines. That's industrial level though. So they do have industrial machines that you can choose from at Ricoma. There is also Red Line. Red Line embroidery machines are very affordable. They also have excellent payment plans. So Red Line is a multi-needle machine. Theirs is 15 needles if I'm not mistaken, and it is an industrial machine as well. You also have Happy embroidery machine. They are headquartered here in Charlotte. Happy has a 10 needle machine, I believe. I'll have to look up their machines. It's been a good while since I've been down there, but they have several multi-needle machines, kind of how Brother has. No, I think it's 7 needles, because Brother had the 6 needle, Happy had the 7 needle for about the same price. Then they also have a 12 needle or something like that, that you can choose from, and they also can do multi-head machines with Happy or Tex-Mac, but it's called the Happy embroidery machine. It's a Japanese company. Then you have Tajima, which is the Cadillac of embroidery machines, so to speak, even though I'm not a fan of Cadillac, but whatever. Tajima is there, Toyota is there, Barodan is there. What is it? West, somebody help me. Is it Minster, something like that? No, because I'm thinking of the doorbell, Westminster. But there's another embroidery machine with a name that I can't pronounce right now. And I apologize, but it's a industrial machine as well. Now, when I was at one of the last embroidery trade shows, I did see an embroidery machine called the Ladybug. Had never heard of that machine before ever in my life. Oh yeah, SWF also has an embroidery machine. Thank you very much, because Miss Bickham would get me, because that's one of the machines she has, is the SWF. That's also another embroidery machine. Meistergram, thank you, the Meistergram embroidery machine. And Melco is another. So you guys definitely chime in if you have any one of those multi-needle machines and how well you love it or don't love it. Please be sure to weigh in, because when we have one of us that is looking to invest, that's a lot of money to invest. Also, when you do mention the machine you have, definitely mention if you know whether or not, which all of them I'm sure have payment plans, but ones that are very simple to get into the payment plans. The red line is a excellent option for that. I know that for a fact. And so the Ladybug is also another that's, I haven't ever heard of it and haven't seen it again since. So I don't know anything about it or the quality. I just know I saw it and I saw it working. So definitely, you guys, if you're looking at getting into another machine, Miss Linda's Crafts and Things, multi-needle is definitely the way to go, especially since your business name lets me know you're working on a lot of different things, right? So you want to have something reliable and you want to have something that's going to churn out orders for you. So multi-needle is definitely going to be quite helpful in saving you some time and energy and not having to change threads, girl. Trying to tell you, I love it. So hopefully that was kind of helpful. I don't at this point in time recommend any one specific embroidery machine. People may ask me why. Well, the reason why is because I have just this one. I haven't used any of the other embroidery machines. And this one I also received as a gift. So because of that, I didn't like physically myself go and take every last penny and put it down to purchase that machine. So that being the case, I don't know what it is to go to Happy and buy the machine and bring it home and try it out and be like, I hate this machine, it sucks, it breaks. I haven't had that. I do know that I'm in several groups on Facebook for a lot of different machines, which is crazy, because like I'm in the Happy group, but I'm not a Happy machine owner. I'm in Ricoma, but I'm in the Ricoma group because I will be speaking down there, but I don't own a Ricoma machine. I'm not in a red line group, but I know a lot of folks that have the red line and they absolutely love it. So then too, I also don't know what your budget is, and I'm not going to recommend something to you and say, oh, you need to go get this machine. This machine is totally awesome. It's the bestest thing since sliced bread, when your budget may not be able to swing that machine. And I'm not about to tell somebody to go into complete debt based on the premise that you will absolutely make money off of this machine if you buy it. Because the fact of the matter is, if you don't put into it what you should in order to make the money off of the machine, then can't nobody guarantee you that you'll make money, honestly, because it's not going to sit there and program itself to embroider things and make things. So that being the case, I can only tell you what's out there, and until I actually put my hands on something and use it myself, I'm not going to say this is the absolute best and this is why. I'm not going to say that. So hopefully the information about the equipment is helpful, and that's basically what we want to do. Marge Campbell says it really helps to learn how to do some maintenance on your machines. It not only saves money, but gives you more confidence with your machines. Now, that's one of the cool things I loved about my small 4x4 embroidery machines. I learned how to fix those machines. The only thing I haven't learned how to do with that machine is set the timing. I've tried to set timing with sewing and embroidery machines. It didn't work. So the Ricoma, I believe the Ricoma, I know that Happy, for sure, I know Happy teaches you. Some of these the industrial machines, they try to teach you maintenance, light repairs, stuff like that, because they know downtime sucks when you have a business and you need to be able to just pick up and go and make sure orders are getting out. No one likes when a machine is down. So a lot of the industrial machines will teach you how to fix your machine. But in like this instance, that is one downside to the commercial machine with the brother. They don't want you touching anything with that machine. If anything goes wrong with that machine, I'm supposed to call and take it down there and let them keep it for however long they need to keep it to fix it. So they don't want to teach you how to fix this machine, whereas a lot of the industrial machines, they're more than happy to teach you how to use the machine and fix it as well, and maintain it. So that is a plus in my opinion with the industrial machines. Carol Coleman says, I saw a machine at the Viking store running and decided I wanted the embroidery. Sublimation is your fault. my bad. I apologize. I got a lot of folk excited about sublimation because, man, sublimation is fun. I don't care what nobody says. Sublimation is totally awesome. I've been working on sneaking in a couple of little projects for myself with sublimation and just sit in awe at what I can do and put pictures on. Man, it's something really cool about sublimation. But the embroidery you saw at the Viking store, that's what's up. Do you still have your Viking embroidery machine? Viking is another, and that's at Joann's Fabrics and Crafts. But those are single needles. So you asked about multi-needle, I forgot about that. Denise Barnes says, I just one day decided I wanted to make custom shirts and went for it, along with hydro cups. Now hydro cups, if you're talking about where you dip in the tumblers, that's pretty cool. I've been seeing that lately. I refuse to learn how to do tumblers. I refuse, because I cannot get into anything else. If I get into anything else, my husband will probably divorce me. That's how bad it's gotten, because I've added so much until it's like, what else can you invest in? It's crazy. So I'm trying to back down. Kathleen Dowling says, learn so much from your videos. Please keep them up. Thank you very much. We are trying really hard to get back into doing our regular tutorial videos. Marge Campbell says, I maintain most of my machines myself. Brother sewing and embroidery, Singer sewing and embroidery, 15 needle embroidery, and a long arm quilter. Scares my hubby sometimes though. No, it's funny. I like to work on things as well. I'll take apart something in a hot minute, which is why I do one of my more popular videos is of learning how to maintain the 4x4 embroidery machines yourself, and show you how to take some of those parts apart, because they're not super difficult to get to. And I've tried to take Blessing apart a couple of times, but then I stopped and I was like, okay, see, I've been tore up something and it's still under warranty and I don't want to do that. So I'm sure I probably, now that it's out of warranty, could take it apart and do some stuff with it, but I don't want to mess it up. But I do like taking stuff apart and seeing what makes it tick. It's actually really cool. So Crafty says, hi Eve, and always happy when you're on. Thank you very much, and we're always happy to have you in here with us. Lorna Putt says, a Facebook friend told me about your channel when she was looking for a new embroidery machine, so I watched your videos and ordered my PE 770 so I could embroider for my grandbabies. Well, thank you. I am glad you got the big dog, the 5x7. The 5x7 is a lot of fun, and there are a lot more projects available for it than the 4x4. However, I do love my 4x4 embroidery machines. I got a lot done with those, so I am not knocking those at all. But please tell your Facebook friend that we said thank you, and hopefully she's in here with us. Any digitizer software for beginners? It depends. It depends. So there are a couple of digitizing softwares out there. The least expensive, or the most affordable rather, I should say, the most affordable program is Sew Art. Sew Art is a part of the Sew What Pro program suite. And I mention Sew What Pro all the time here on the channel. That is hands down, in my opinion, the best embroidery editing program out there. Number one, because of price, and number two, ease of use. And I have tried other embroidery editing programs and it just did not work out very well. It wasn't super user friendly to me, right? So, and sometimes I need extra help. But Sew Art is a basic, just completely plain basic digitizing software program that is available out there. It is $75, and you can purchase it through Sew What Pro, or the link down in the description below. It is available on my website. But there are more expensive, very much more expensive digitizing programs out there, and usually they're starting at $500-600 and up. The embroidery program that I have been working on in the past is Wilcom Hatch. It's $1,000. Well, depending upon how you pay for it, it's either $1,000 or $1,200 if you make payments. I'm also starting to work with Chroma, which is through Ricoma. They have a digitizing program called Chroma, and that's the program I will be teaching in Miami in 3 weeks. So I've been using Chroma. Then there's Embrilliance. I think it's Embrilliance Stitch Artist is another one that a lot of people use. But with Embrilliance, I think you have to buy like levels of it or something. I'm not 100% sure, because when I tried to look into it, there were so many options and so many things. You didn't know, okay, if I want to do this, do I have to add that? Do I need this? Why do I add that? And all that other jazz. Somebody in here who owns that can probably clarify it for me on the cost and what all you have to do to get it. But that's another one, if I'm not mistaken. So there are a lot of different options out there for digitizing software, but your budget is going to be the main thing. And beginners is a tough word to use with digitizing, and the reason why I say that is because digitizing, if you're going to digitize professionally, there's a technique to it, and you really need to learn how to digitize. There are programs out there, and So Art is one of them, where it will auto digitize. I'm not a fan at all of auto digitizing personally, but there are some software options out there that are really good at auto digitizing. So there are beginners, depending upon what level you're trying to get at. If you're just wanting to digitize for yourself, all the options for the most part are good options, or decent options, I should say. But if you're wanting to go completely professional, you're going to have to spend a good bit of money to get the digitizing program. Marge Campbell says, I started machine sewing at age 9 on a brand new in 1959 Montgomery Ward machine. My mom was a wonderful handcrafter, but was afraid of the machines. Yeah, because the machine running by itself, she was like, I don't trust that. So I totally understand. That's really cool, though, that your mom was a part of you digitizing, a part of you embroidering at age 9. Really, that's very young. Udale says, I just received my Ricoma 1501, one head, 15 needles. You just received it? Udale, have we rang the bell for you? I don't think we have, because I don't remember ringing the bell for you and your new Ricoma machine. So how about we induct you into the new baby Hall of Fame with your 1501 Ricoma one head embroidery machine with 15 needles. Congratulations! 15 needles! Yeah! That's a lot of needles we're ringing the bell for here. So congratulations to you and your 15 needles. That's what's up. Ricoma is a really nice company. I've enjoyed working with them. Joyce Ricketts says, wow, over the 15 needles. Yeah, it was. Dorothy Gaston says, Eve, I don't work on Sundays, no matter what. People be trying, but I say no. I tried to say that too, actually. It works most of the time. Today, I got a text message about doing some bling transfers, but I was in a really good mood this morning. I felt great. Was in a little bit of pain. It wasn't super bad. And so when I got back home from church, I just was like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and work on these transfers and get them knocked out. And then I knew I was going out of town, right up the road to my in-laws. So I decided to go ahead and knock those out. But generally, I don't work on Sundays. And a lot of the day, I try to prepare for my lives so that we can have something to talk about. So we'll see. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But that is a good regulation that you want to have in place, especially when it comes to trying to limit your hours of operation. Alinda Morris says, I started blinging because there wasn't anyone offering this craft. Blinging is awesome. It's very hard to find someone who can bling. I I think I know the reason why, and a lot of it is due to the availability of resources. A lot of folks don't want to wait on their stones and supplies and stuff to come in the mail. They want to be able to go somewhere and purchase and go ahead and get it started. But there is a good bit of a demand for rhinestone work. So congratulations to you, and hopefully business is going really well with your bling. It is a lot of fun. I absolutely love the bling. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's because what the other things that I offer, a lot of those things overshadow the bling, and I don't get to do it as much as I want to. Pamela Blank says, hi, I'm new to your chat. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us to our chat. I have watched many of your videos. I started on the PE770, but just bought the PR670E yesterday. I'm so excited. I've been having fun all weekend. Thank you for sharing. So Pamela Banks, oh my God. Congratulations. Yesterday, PE670E holler. That's what's up, girl. You and your 6 needles too is out here chilling and having a good time. So congratulations. Please feel free to join the Who group and post some of the projects that you've been working on. We would love to see you and your new baby. I used to tell people to make sure they name their babies and let us know what the baby's name is, but kind of stopped doing that because not everybody was willing to name anything. So if you name your baby, please be sure to share that with us and let us know. Denise Barnes, yes, I used to be up all night because I work from home. Yeah, my husband made me stop. He put his foot down, was like, nope, not doing this mess anymore. Oh, he gets so frustrated when I'm working late. And I understand because of my health issues, I really do need to get rest and stuff. So, but it'll be right. Olinda says plenty now, but like the bread in the grocery store, there is room for everyone. Yes, it is. I fully believe that. And that's why I don't mind coming on and letting folks know what they can do and what they can accomplish with whatever craft it is that they're trying to get into. There's plenty of room out here, and there's plenty of business out here. So yes, for sure, there is room for everyone. Marge Campbell says, I've got 2 embroidered blankets I'm working on tonight. Look, can I add another 2 blankets to your list, please? I got 2 blankets. I don't like doing blankets, y'all. I really don't, because blankets are so big and bulky. And it's like, ugh, I gotta lug all of this over to the sewing machine and sew it shut because I top stitch all the way around it. So I am not a fan of doing blankets. Debbie says, I start doing things for my church and doing church aprons. So a lot of times your church is an excellent resource for business and for folks who need your services. Debbie D says, my friend had an embroidery machine and still had it in a box for over a year. So I told her to bring it over and we will figure it out when she left. I went out that night and got me one. Say you loved it so much you went and got one after she left with hers. That is hilarious. So how long ago was that? And like, how long have you been embroidering? Leila says, being self-employed can be stressful. I'm having foot surgery in a week and looking forward to getting the rest away from working for a few weeks. Yes, I'm trying to tell you, sometimes getting sick ain't a bad thing. Sometimes it just depends on what kind of sickness and how long it takes to recover. But I totally understand. Tanya says, I have the red line 15 needle. I purchased the trade show demo machine. Very affordable. Yes, I'm sure that was, especially at the trade show. They always make stuff affordable there. Clever Dog Designs. Hey, Clever Dog Designs. I'm in here talking about soul art and you're in here. Hi Eve, my son just got a job at a ball cap company as an embroiderer and they use Tajimas. I'm so jealous of him. Yes, Clever Dog Designs has a YouTube channel and she teaches how to use soul art. So to the person who is asking about digitizing software, Helrita Juker, yes, she teaches the soul art channel and she does very well with soul art. So soul art is an affordable and really neat little software program to use for digitizing. So definitely check out her channel if you're interested to see what all you can do with soul art. Vanessa McCorker says, I have a Ricoma great machine and CS is great, 15 needles. And Little Miss Boutique also says she loves her Ricoma. So that's what's up. Oh, I forgot about the Avance. Thank you, Marge Campbell. Avance by Coldesi, 15 needle. I have a GS 1501 by Pentagrams, now part of Coldesi. It's identical to the Avance 1501C. Love mine. So Yes. Avance, I completely forgot about them. They also have an embroidery machine. Codesi is who sent us the embroidery grip to use with my multi-needle machine, so that we can do some of the awesome videos that we've been doing lately on like the tennis shoes and what we'll be doing with the saddle blanket and so on. So I'm definitely grateful to those guys for such a really awesome product, and it allows us to embroider on a whole lot of stuff that I couldn't embroider before, and it's been fun. Eartha Lewis says Redline has its 10 needle machine now selling for $7,600. Didn't know they had a 10 needle version. I only see the 6 needle when I go on the website, so we'll have to check out more for that. Miss Bickham says PayPal offers 6 months interest-free financing if you're interested in purchasing anything, so definitely check them out if you're looking for a payment plan. Vanessa McCorkle says yes for a payment plan, and they handle financing issues for you. MT1501, and they have an EM1010. Eve, the boyfriend loan is still working. Well, if that loan still works, then you definitely want to hang on to that one, because those are good loans too. Marge Campbell says my 15 needle was $10,000, but I was allowed a $5,000 discount for my machine. Then I sold my old one for $3,000, and that was smart. That was smart. If you can make that work for you and make it more affordable, by all means. I am a huge proponent of that. Vanessa McCorkle says the EM1010 is the 10 needle. Yes. Marge Campbell says my 1501 came with a toolkit and extra common parts that might go wrong. Very easy to learn the basics. So definitely that's what's up when it comes to deciding what brand of machine to go with. If you have one where they'll support you and make sure that you can keep your machine running, that's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. Miss Phenomenal Creation says Sublimation and Rhinestones are really fun. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Miss Bickham says you can buy just the machine without the software. That is true. That's what I did with my machine. Cut out the other things you can to bring down the price. You don't need all they offer. If you have software, stabilizer, thread, etc., just ask them. And that's true. I did walk in to my shop and I said, I don't want the software. We can exchange it, or we can take the price off, because they were offering the software for $1,000. And I'm like, so what, pro? $65. I don't need your $1,000 software. And I am so glad I made that decision. So I did withhold my software, and they took $1,000 off the price of my machine. So yes, definitely is an option. You have to just ask. And a lot of times they do throw on extras and stuff like that, because I got the table that came with it. The fast frames came with mine, and the cap driver extra, so I didn't have to worry about that. Denise Barnes, I have added rhinestones and hair bows. Hubby hasn't threatened me yet. Well, must be nice. I get threatened on the regular around here, so yeah. Clever Dog says I love my 4x4 too. Yeah, the 4x4 is an awesome machine. It really is. I mean, it's actually, for the price point, is like one of the best embroidery machines out there for those smaller projects, and just the fact that it's so super affordable to get your feet wet when it comes to doing embroidery. And it's a sturdy little machine too, so I definitely love both of my embroidery machines. Little Miss Boutique says you haven't even touched your chroma. Well, we're gonna go ahead and make changes with that really soon, so we'll be teaching some chroma here on the Baby's Booty channel. There will be videos on chroma here coming up really soon after the summit. After the summit, we'll start doing some chroma tutorials here. Marge Campbell says I started with Embroidery Magic 2. I then bought Fancy Work Studio. Neither is made anymore, but can be bought on eBay. They are not auto digitizers. You learn from the bottom up, and in a way that's my favorite way to learn, in a way, because it sticks with you better, I think, and it looks better actually, because you can make sure that the stitches are where they need to be, and you can make sure that the structure is the way you want it to be when it comes to doing things like freestanding lace or patches, things of those magnitude. I prefer doing from the ground up. Ronnie's Rap says I believe Viking Husqvarna now has a multi-needle machine called a Platinum 1000. Haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's expensive. I know someone who got their hands on that machine and it did not go well at all. Matter of fact, she took it back, and they went ahead and took it back, which you would think they wouldn't do because they would probably want to say it's the person's fault. And yeah, no, they took the machine back, and she was like, I am not going through this. So I'm leery of it, but again, I haven't touched it myself, but I do know her personally, and she's here not too far from me. So she is in the market for a multi-needle machine that is not from Viking Husqvarna. Stacy says, I want to get started with puff embroidery. Can I use it with any pattern, or are there specific designs to use the puffy foam? Stacy, there are specific designs to use the puffy foam. You can try to use puff foam with regular embroidery, but because of the way regular embroidery is made, it won't allow the foam to rise but so much without any distortion of your embroidery design. So the puff designs are created with the extra slack in the embroidery stitches that will allow the foam to reach the height that it needs to be. So usually those embroidery designs, they're built in. Now, if you would like to try a puff design, I do offer a puff font on my website, thebabiesbooty.com, and it's $14.99, I think, which is a steal of a deal based on other websites that sell puff embroidery fonts, and they're really expensive. But you can give that a shot if you would like. But puff is fun. It really is a lot of fun, but yes, it needs to be digitized for puff embroidery. Kathleen Dowling says, go ahead, you Dale. I can't imagine 15 needles. I can. I'm excited. One day we'll get 15 needles around here. Carol Coleman says, no, just baby locks. I'm not sure what I said, or if you were responding to me. Terry Pond says, hello everyone. Hello to you as well, Terry. Thank you for joining us this evening. Justin McCoy says, your new 7610 is named Garnet. Am I willing to ask where Garnet came from? Is that that's not the color of it, because I saw it. So he named him baby Garnet. Willa Allen says, my baby's name is Des, Baby Lock Destiny, and Val, and Smokey is my little carry around machine. Smokey, I like it. I like Smokey. That's cute. Tanya says, my baby's name is Toma Joy. Toma Joy, you be like, hey, Toma Joy, come on, we gonna work today. That's what I like. When you have a personality with you in your embroidery studio, it just lightens the mood and makes things a lot more fun. So that's why I encourage the naming of machines, because I be like, come on, Blessed, now you know you acting up today. We gonna do this today. Come on, girl, let's get it going. So it's a lot of fun when you name your babies. Marge Campbell says, nope, going to be a challenge, at least the second one. Trying to decide if I want to open it out 2 layers of Minky or just go for it. Other is almost done. So if I want to open it out 2 layers of Minky, see, I do the embroidery first. What I've tried to do is put the blanket together, stitch it all the way around, not all the way around, stitch it, put the blanket together, stitch it, leave one side open. All right. Embroider it from the one side that's open, then go back, flip it inside out, and then stitch it and close it all the way around. That's the goal. That's what I do. But when I tell you it's a pain in the bahookie, it's a pain in the bahookie. I do not like doing blankets. I just don't. I just don't. I'm just be like, oh my god, I got another blanket to do. It's just irritating. But anyway, that's my bag. Linda Ivy, hello to you as well. Thank you for joining us this evening. If I didn't say that already, I probably did. Brenda Rainwater, can't wait to have more time to play. I just purchased a brother 10 needle embroidery machine and a Baby Lock Triumph. Finally have my room set up. Brenda Rainwater, have we rang the bell for you and your 2 new babies? Have we done that yet? We may have to. So let me know if we have not. If we haven't, then we'll ring the bell for you. Miss Debbie D says she's been embroidering 3 years now. That's what's up. Clever Dog Designs. Of course, you're going to have a shout out. I need folks to know that they can go there and learn sew art. I don't teach it here. So they need to learn it somewhere. And I do appreciate you teaching sew art over on your channel. Brenda Rainwater says you plan on making bibs and blankets as well as kitchen and bathroom goodies. Would like a scan and cut. Any thoughts on it? The scan and cut is an excellent cutting machine because you don't have to use any software with it. You don't have to use internet with it. You can cut things out directly from the machine itself, which is really, really cool. But if you do use it with the software or you do use it with the computer, it's just as cool. You can cut things out. And Clever Dog, actually, I'm pretty sure, do you have, Stephanie, do you have videos on the scan and cut? I'm pretty sure you do. Pretty sure she has videos on that as well. And anyone else that has a scan and cut, please chime in. There are different, now what I did learn, there are two different versions of the scan and cut. There's the scan and cut you can get from a brother dealer, and then there's the scan and cut that is floating around that you can purchase from a store or something. So both of them are decent machines, but the one from the dealer has more features and stuff on it from what I understand. Hi Jaleel, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Let us see. Eddie Jr. says I would get an embroidery editor program like Sew It Pro for sure. It is the best out there, I definitely feel. Let's see. Barbara Nance. Hey Miss Barbara Nance, how are you? I was just talking about your saddle blanket. Everyone, nope, wrong comment. Good evening all, Miss Barbara Nance says. I was making a bag and lost track of time. I'll watch later what I missed. No worries. We are glad to have you in here. Bickup says everyone raves about the Mighty Hoop. Does anyone know if they can be used on SWF machines? Well, the Mighty Hoops have brackets that you change out the brackets on them for whatever machine it is that you're going to be using them on. Now, whether or not they make SWF brackets, that I don't know. But that would be something to go onto Mighty Hoop to find out if someone in here doesn't already use it, which I'm sure that's why you were asking. Oh man, why do I keep doing it? Barbara Nance, when I go to the NBM show here in Columbus on Saturday, oh man, you got one in Saturday? I mean, this coming Saturday. I am super excited for mine. Ready, more than ready for the NBM show. Looking super forward to it. And we're going to be in Charlotte. The NBM show is going to be on the 9th, if I'm remembering correctly, is when it starts. So I'm excited for the NBM. I love NBM show. I love trade shows, period. But the NBM show is a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see all the new cool stuff that's going to be out and all of the fun things that we'll be able to do. Debbie Hutchison says, I need some help how to go about purchasing embroidery designs. Can you do puff in the 4x4? You sure can. You most certainly can do puff in the 4x4. As a matter of fact, Embroidery Library has puff designs that you can purchase. As a matter of fact, it's a little circus design set with the little person playing the trumpet and the little person playing the little teddy bear playing the drums and whatnot, and it's a puff embroidery design. So that's one place you can buy puff embroidery. However, it is not the easiest type of embroidery design to find because not everybody does puff. So that's why I don't mind, or why I was excited to be able to offer the puff lettering on my website for purchase. But I wish I did have links to other places where you could get puff designs. Now, as far as embroidery designs, period, Embroidery Library is top notch. I love all of their designs. Urban Threads is an excellent one. They're alternative embroidery designs in a lot of instances. And if you have a favorite embroidery design website, link it in the, or type it in the description below, the name of the website, because I don't think you can do links on here, but definitely put down the name of one of your favorite embroidery design websites so that folks can check them out. And especially bonus if they have free designs that you can get as well. Miss Parker says, hello Hoop Group. I have the Embrilliant software and it is awesome. They have a free software you can utilize to get a feel of the larger program. I love Sew Up Pro 2. It's my first. That's what's up. Thank you for shouting out Sew It Pro, and Embrilliance. Marge Campbell says this is a purchase customer blankie. Probably open it out and hand stitch it close. Okay, I've done those. My favorite still is the one layer because, oh God, who wants to deal with such a big blanket? Tony says love my scan and cut. Awesome. Scubdoo, hello, late and sick. Oh no, I hope you feel better. There's been a couple of folks sickly, so please recuperate quickly and efficiently, and we want to be sure that you do get well, so keep me updated, please. But welcome. Thank you for spending your sick time with us. Don't spread germs, please. Little Miss Boutique, have you done applique with Mylar paper? I have. Pretty sure we have a video on this channel with Mylar and doing a Mylar design, because me and Will were talking about it way back. It's been a while, because we even created a design. I had a design created and he put it in his when he was doing the monthly kits. This was one of the designs in his monthly kit. This was going to be a hand sanitizer holder design, but this is Mylar under the stitches for the snowflake. So I can't even remember how long ago it was we did this, but it turned out, I wish the camera would do this thing justice. It just doesn't. You can barely see how. There we go. Maybe that works a little bit better. But it's silvery with those hints of green in there. This was a fun project to do. So yes, we have. I just can't remember what the name of the video is to tell you, do a search for that video, but we have done videos on it. Marge Campbell says, Eddie Jr., you are correct. There is a learning curve. Thank you, Miss Marge, for letting folks know. Willa Allen, I have an older version of the scan and cut. I absolutely love it, especially for cutting applique pieces. I do need a steady supply of mats. That's with all the cutting machines, with the exception of like your larger, more industrial cutters like the Graph Tech and stuff like that. You still need mats with the little home machines. So definitely want to keep that in mind if you're looking into getting a cutting machine. Yes, I'm glad. Thank you, Miss Debbie Kid, in answering that question, because I was curious myself. Let's see. Marge Campbell, gotta go get that last blankie done. You all have a good night. I'll come back if you all are still on. Probably not, but we enjoyed having you here with us. Oh, let's see. So Cher Larrabee says, people, please hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate the reminder. Tanyu, okay, your website is Alex Embroidery and Urban Threads and Designs by Juju. I do love Designs by Juju, especially her fonts. So yes, Tammy Croft, love Designs by Juju. Tanyu says they do have awesome designs. Oh, it's pronounced Scooby-Doo. Are you serious? I'm sorry. That's cute. Now that I look at it, it is Scooby-Doo. It just went over my head. But I know now. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Oh, wait a minute. I ain't supposed to be singing. Sorry. What would you say are the first 5 steps for starting a business? The first 5 steps for starting a business. The very first step would be finding out what exactly you want to do and find out if there is a big enough demand for it. Okay, the reason why I say that is because I might say I love making cupcakes, which I do, although diabetic. What kind of sense does that make? Anyway, I digress. I would say I like making cupcakes. I want to do a cupcake business and I'm going to sell cupcakes. Well, there's a somewhat of a demand for cupcakes here in the Charlotte area. A lot of folks do parties, whether it be birthday parties or holiday parties, or just want cupcakes just for the heck of it. However, there are a lot of folks in the Charlotte area that do cupcakes. So I cannot realistically start my business and saying, I'm going to do cupcakes and I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of the next 12 months. Could that happen? Yeah, it could happen. Realistically though, it's not going to happen. So the thing is, you need to study your environment, what you got going on. You want to have a solid something to get into when starting your business. And the reason why that's important is a lot of folks decide, this is what I love to do and I'm going to get into this business, but they don't even know how to market themselves. They don't know who to go to or who to talk to offer services so that they can start making money. I mean, your first 3 years, technically you operate at a loss, but you don't absolutely have to be in that statistic. You don't. As long as you do the research and find ways to tap into the market. And a lot of that has to do with being a memorable type of service. So I might decide to do cupcakes, but what I may decide to do is cupcake bouquets that specialize in office environments, and we deliver the cupcake bouquets to the office environment. How many people offer that specific service? Probably not a whole lot of folks. And if my bouquets are unique because they add candy bars in with it too or something, like, you see what I'm saying? You want to have some unique spin to it if you can. All right. Embroidery is a horse of a different color in a little way. I mean, in a way, it's kind of the same, but it can be different. And the reason why I say that is because embroidery can encompass some of anything. You can do exclusively customization of shoes only, and that's all you do, and you can make some really good money only customizing shoes, and that's it. From tennis shoes to boots to rain boots, I mean, you can do any of it, and that could be the absolute only thing that you embroider. Cap embroidery is huge. That could also be a market that you choose to go into, or you can offer both and embroider jackets and embroider scrubs, doctor scrubs. You see what I'm saying? So you can do all that, or you can just strictly do in the hoop projects only. So you can do key fobs and keychains and just sell and lip chapstick holders. You could do just that and only make money at craft fairs doing just that. So with embroidery, that's why I love embroidery. It's so rich and full of what all you can do and what options you have. So your first thing I would say is figure out what you want to do and how you're going to put it out there, because without that, what do you, oh, matter of fact, is Jaleel, are you still in here? Jaleel, are you still in here? Please correct me or redirect or put your first 5 things, because she is my business go-to when it comes to establishing a business and getting your business together. If she's still in here. If she's not, then we'll keep rolling, which we're going to keep rolling anyway. My second thing would be to find out what materials you need and secure them. So you can decide you want to do embroidery and embroider on tennis shoes, but how do you do it? What machine do you need? What equipment do you need? What hoop do you need? What stabilizer do you need? You can decide to do scrubs. You can do scrubs on a 4x4 embroidery machine, really, because if all they want is their name and if their logo is within 4x4, you can do it. And there are a lot of logos that are that small that can go on a scrub or a jacket or whatever. And it can be done with that 4x4 embroidery machine. So you would need to figure out what equipment you need, how much it is, and make that purchase. So if you already know, so this 5-step list is for a person who's just starting. They don't have anything. They're interested in embroidery, interested in doing embroidery, and they're just trying to figure out, where do I go from here? So that's this first list. We'll do another list if you already have the equipment and stuff, right? Okay, so first was figure out what you want to do, how you're going to put it out there. The second one is figure out what materials you need and secure them and purchase them. The third thing would be, after you figure out the materials you need and secure them, you need to determine how or what items do you need to go with your materials to support you making a profit. So finding out, do you need larger spools of thread? Do you need smaller spools of thread? Which one do you need, and where do you get it from at the best price, so that you're not spending out the butt for thread, as we were mentioning earlier with Joanne's Fabrics and Crafts. When it comes to your embroidery designs, what designs do you do? What software do you purchase? Where do you get your designs from? What type of designs do you need? Those fonts, do you need fonts? Do you need designs? Do you need freestanding lace? Do you need in the hoop designs? All of that is the support system to the materials that you need, because your materials is going to be your biggest investment. Your embroidery machine, your hoops, and your stabilizer. That's your biggest investment. Well, not necessarily stabilizer. Stabilizer is the support that goes with your thread, that goes with your software, that goes with what goes into the background part of being able to do the embroidery. So that's number 3, your support stuff that would go with it. Number 4 would be marketing. How are you going to market? Are you just going to be word of mouth? Are you, even though in a way that's kind of like putting it out there, but you kind of have to get your materials and stuff together and start being able to do the service. And then once your service is up and going and it's doing all of that, you got to find a way to keep that momentum going, which is why now I'm saying Facebook marketing, or Instagram, or posting pictures, or going to the high school game and showing your t-shirt and saying, oh man, that's cute. Okay, well, I make these if you're interested in it. Or going to the doctor's office and saying, hey, who does your scrubs? Do you need somebody to do your scrubs? Or a new office building has opened up. Hey, do you need someone to embroider your scrubs? Do you need anyone to embroider your janitorial uniforms? Whatever the case may be. There's things out there that you can do. So after you've done, your first thing would be your business, figuring out what you're going to do, how you're going to get it out there. The second thing would be your materials, as far as your large equipment. What equipment do you need in order to get your business up and running? Do you need a cutter? Do you need the embroidery machine? Does it need to be a 15 needle? You can't work unless it's a 15 needle. You see what I'm saying? That type stuff. Then the third was your support system. The fourth is getting your name out there and maintaining the business momentum. And then the fourth thing I would definitely say is pacing yourself with your business. You need to learn how to do that. You really need to learn how to organize, run, and pace your business. The reason why that's super duper important is because a lot of folks jump into bed and being a business person and they don't realize what all is involved. They get overwhelmed. They don't keep up with orders. They disappoint customers, or they just do entirely too much. They're not organized enough, or they take on too much work, and then they're working 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and then the next morning you're trying to get up and work again and you can't. So all of that is the type stuff that I would say those 5 things are really important when you're starting your business, considering getting into embroidery or something like that and adding to it. And as Crafty mentioned, the little things like bags and wrapping and labels and mailing labels. You need a scale to weigh out things if you're going to be mailing out things. You need a website if you're going to be selling online. That whole 9 and that whole list. So that's the 5 things for those who haven't even taken the first step in purchasing a machine. So once you have a machine, you've been having fun with it and you've been playing with it, and you're like, I might go into business for myself. I have the machine, why not? Well, that's where I would say we would need to also use step 1, figure out what you're going to do for your business, because you have the equipment. So that step number 2 is null and void. And step number 3 generally would be null and void too, because if you're already doing some of the service, you don't need the extra stuff to go with it. But I would definitely say do research and find where you can get the most bang for your buck with supplies and materials and such, because you want to make a profit as soon as possible. You don't want to come out of any type of a business situation making a negative. You know, that sucks. Trust me, I've been there, thinking that I was pricing things correctly and I wasn't. I really wasn't. And I was burning myself and burning the candle at both ends at the same time. Thank you, Justin, for your super chat. I definitely always appreciate your support of our channel and all the others who normally support our channel. I definitely appreciate that. So thank you, Justin. I appreciate you. And your printer that I forgot the name is a color. What was that color? Hold on, don't tell me. Don't tell me. What was the color of your machine? Don't tell me, don't tell me. I can't remember. I can't remember, Justin. Garnet, that's what it was. Sorry, I cheated and went back and looked. Red. That's what I should have remembered, was a ruby or red, and then I would have remembered garnet. So that was 1, 2. One was figuring out what exactly you're going to do with the embroidery machine or rhinestone designs or whatever you decide to do, cutter, whatever. Figuring out which route you're going to take to make money. The second was finding affordable, not affordable, but doing your price comparison and making sure you're getting the best deal with your supplies and things to go with it. I would dare say the third thing would be establishing a way that customers can place orders that would make life easier for you. So a service like 16 Hats, for example, where you can accept incoming orders online, and then once that person hits send on their orders, 17 Hats takes over and automatically sends them a confirmation, automatically sends you notification, hey, this person just placed an order. This is when you set ahead of time, this is when the order is due, because anytime you place an embroidery hat order, generally it takes 10 days, so it automatically knows to tell you this will be due in 10 days, so on and so forth. So there's programs and options online out there to help you automate and simplify your ordering system. So trying to find little ways to make the job easier for you so that you're not working so terribly hard would be definitely one of those steps. And the last step, I would say, in getting a business, you already have the equipment and all of that stuff, would be determined not to give up. Please be determined not to give up, because times will get tough, things will get rough, family situations will come up, personal health situations will come up, life in general will change, whether it be the economy, whether it be tariffs being imposed on some of your supplies and making the supplies more expensive. Don't give up. Make sure that your customer service supports that, you know, because it can be hard dealing with customers sometimes, but for the most part, you can do it. You can do it. You can do a business. You just have to put in 156%. Why I chose that number, I don't know, but it's well over 100%, and it takes a lot to run a business. But don't be afraid. Just give it a shot. And one thing's for certain, if you decide after, you know, a little bit that it's not for you, it's entirely up to you to say, you know what, I think I'm just going to stick with just having fun and doing this for fun. And it's okay. That's okay too. That's your choice. So we're here for you. Wait a minute. That's what I needed to see. Hold on. I'm going to scroll up to this. All right. So she is here. Number one, her business thing, because I figured I would get mine all messed up because I am still a little tired, but she's best at it. Her number one is understand what your audience needs, what they want, what they are willing to pay, and can you meet the demand? Audience research. Oh my God, can you meet the demand? I forgot about that one, because I promise you, folks will come at you. Oh, you do hats? We need 250 hats, and we need it in 2 weeks. What? Are you serious right now? I only have one embroidery machine, and it's just me. So yeah. Can you meet the demand? I did those 250 hats too, but I'm trying to tell y'all it was not easy. Number two, she says, assess your skills and ability to invest in machines, fabric, software, etc. So can you afford realistically afford and invest in that 15 needle machine that you might want? Or do you need to stick with the 770 and just use that? Number 3, get legal. Yes, faux show. I know I forgot that one. That's a huge one. Get legal, because so many people are out here with their business, and the business is not a legal entity. Educate yourself on what you need to do to operate a business in your country and state. Please, for the love of everything, get legal and stop doing illegal things. Please. Some of these trademark stuff is not worth it. Because when the folks come bamming on the door and they're like, this is the FBI or whomever it is that does enforcement of trademarks and stuff like that, and they come and take all your equipment and stuff, it's a whole different ball game then. So please be legal and do legal things. I missed number 4. I didn't see number 4, baby cakes. Number 4, number 5, market your business, she said. So yes, for sure, for sure. So those are my 5 things. Let me make sure I'm remembering them. Thank you. I'm not sure how to buy them though when I get to the websites. My new brother SE625 is Princess Faith, 2 months newbie. That's awesome. Debbie Hutchinson, did we ring the bell for you? Please let me know, yes or no. Oh, there was my question. Okay. I love Urban Threads because they have sass. Heather Butler says yas, for sure. Love the sass. Always. Clever Dog Design says Urban Threads, Planet Applique, and Embroidery Library are my faves too. Yas, yas. Justin says something you would do every day for free. What, garnet? I don't do garnet for free. You must be talking about something else. Debbie Hutchinson says, thank you, Eve. You make me believe I can do anything. I've been successful watching you. Thank you. You can do anything. You can. I mean, it's just a matter of what you're willing to put your all into. And you guys, I did not realize it was 9:42. So we're going to start wrapping this up here in a little bit. Miss Debbie says, I buy my Mighty Hoops and get the SWF brackets and buy extra brackets for my brother so I can use them on all the machines. I know that's right. Bickham, you can do the same and buy extra brackets for the Happy Machine. Yas, faux show. Miss Bickham says Stitchtopia, who is in the description below. Jolson's Designs, which is an excellent embroidery font website as well. Stitchdelight.net, Parker on the Porch, Embroideries, and OESD are really good embroidery sites to get designs from. Debbie Hutchinson says, what stabilizer do you need on my wugs and tennis shoes, and when do you need mesh stabilizer? So mesh, we haven't gotten into the mesh stabilizer as of yet. I know it's out there, I know it exists, but we haven't used it for anything around here. Okay, so mesh, I'm not 100% sure. I'm being completely honest with you on that, which I'm honest on everything. No need to lie. But at any rate, so mesh stabilizer, I'm not sure yet. We'll do some research and get back to that question. But on the wugs and the tennis shoes, I did tearaway stabilizer and they worked absolutely fine. No issues at all. Sheila Cushionberry, is it harder or easier to have many things such as embroidery, bling, vinyl in your opinion? It is much harder. Much, much, much harder. But in some ways it's funner. So it is very much harder because you could have 5 jobs for embroidery and then out of the blue comes a bling order for 6 shirts, you know, so you have to kind of like figure out, well, you don't have to figure out what comes first because of course you have your business order of things done, but I crank out bling faster than I do the embroidery, so sometimes I put that ahead, and because I love to do it, it's much funner in a way. So it also requires a lot more investment in materials and supplies. So you're not just purchasing embroidery supplies and designs and stabilizers and threads and needles and all of that jazz. Now I'm adding bling, rhinestones, I'm adding rhinestone flock, I'm adding transfer tape, I'm adding items that I need in order to do like the rhinestone brushes, the tweezers, the whole nine. So, and even with vinyl, now you're buying a cutter, you're buying all the rolls of vinyl in all the different colors, then you're purchasing your mats to go with your cutter to make sure that your mats, you know, are up to date and all of that jazz. So it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder, Sheila Cushionberry. It is much easier if you can streamline and stick to only one or maybe two things. It'll save on your pocketbook as well. Scooby-Doo says, I embroider many things, but I do polos for the Navy guys. No, not all of them. So polos, one stitch, get it done and it's done. And you say you also screen print t-shirts and the little things like bags and wrapping. Oh no, wait a minute, that was not Scooby-Doo that said that. But yes, that is awesome sauce. Embroidering many things, but the polos for the Navy. So you have your area of expertise, but guess what? That's one area that a lot of us can't get to. So you have a specialized area that helps keep bread on the table, and that's always a good thing. Tammy Croft, you're welcome. Denise Barnes says, find your niche or niche, depending on who you're talking to. Andrea Michelle, I have a Ricoma and love it. Another Ricoma user in the house. Kathleen Dowling says, any recommendations for marketing for someone who is not proficient on the computer? So if you're not proficient on the computer, then definitely you would want to go back to the old school method of beating the street. So you would go to events, possibly see if there's a need at events, or go to doctor's offices and hand out business cards every time you go to the doctor. Go to new businesses. You see a new business grand opening, go to them, give them a card. Hey, do you need shirts done? All that type stuff. You can go to even existing businesses. You'd be surprised at sometimes existing businesses would prefer to deal with someone local that they can go to if there's a problem or whatever the case may be, instead of waiting on their order to come in the mail. So a lot of times your local businesses are your go-to, and they just don't even know that they can use you because they don't see any advertisement. So definitely beat the street and see who is out there that you can market to yourself. It doesn't have to be on the computer. It can be the old school way. Suzanne R., thank you for joining us. It doesn't matter when you get here. We're happy to have you. Sheila Cushionberry says, or do you focus on primarily one field? You seem to make it all work, but I have been stuck because I haven't been able to narrow my field down. I'm like you and enjoy it all, but very expensive that route. Yeah, so I don't focus primarily on one. I wish I did, but I don't, because I love doing all of it. So that being the case, I actually do primarily word of mouth, which is hilarious. I don't advertise or anything. So most of the work that I receive, someone has referred them to me, whether I wanted them to or not. So you have different options available to you when you narrow or don't narrow your field down, but it's easier, as I mentioned, on the pocketbook to do it that way. Purple is the color of granite, and it comes from Steven Universe. So it's a superhero thing. I'm going to leave that alone. Andrea Michelle, that's my problem now, how to set up ordering. Yeah, ordering is a fool. Ordering is a fool. And I'm learning that my old school method of writing it up on the board doesn't always work, especially if I forget to write it up on the board. Yay me. Whereas if you set up an automated system like 17 Hats, it's automatically done for you, because once you set it up, that's it. I mean, it takes time to set it up, but usually a good day or 2 days to get all of your automated things in place for all the different kinds of orders. And then once that first order comes in and it flows through the system like it's supposed to, you're like, why did I not do this before? Because it just does everything for you. When you receive the order from the customer, and it notifies the both of you, the customer and you, so you already have a notification. It automatically puts it on the calendar for you. You need to order ABCXYZ for this particular order, so that's automatically set there for you. in a message or an email to remind you. And then when you touch the order to start working on it, it can be set up where it automatically sends a message to the customer, hey, we're starting to process your order, just wanted to update you. Then once the order is done, you can mark it done. It automatically sends a notification to the customer, and that also includes when a customer pays for it, and it automatically sends the billing and lets you know, and so on and so forth. It's actually amazing what's available out there for automating any of your tasks and your work, if you are the computer type person that prefers to work digitally with everything that you do, aside from the actual manual work of decorating the item. Denise Barnes says, Eve, thank you so much for your videos. It was your video that I found on YouTube that allowed me to be able to try rhinestones. You're welcome. We're bling teams around here, bling teams. We love the bling team and the hoop group. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Denise Barnes, I watched a ton of videos before yours and the people's voices irritate. Oh no. Well, that happens, and I'm sure my voice irritates people too. So a lot of folks, you have to kind of find who fits you. And that's why I said there's more than enough out here to go around. So there's a lot of folks that just don't watch my channel because they don't like me, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's a free world. You ain't got to like me. However, for those who do take the time and want to learn, I'm here to teach, and am looking forward to showing you guys even more. Udale Wiggins says Ricoma has a calculator. Yes, that's good to know to help you get everything figured out. Miss Bickham says, Eve started me doing rhinestones. I don't regret it, even though I can't stop buying that pretty candy. It is addictive. Yes, it is. And the shirt you had on the other day just it was killing me, because I was like, that is just so pretty. She did such a good job. It was hilarious. I didn't tell you that. Let me see. Andrea Michelle says she has a TC. Not sure which machine that is. I like Royal Present, says Andrea Michelle. Miss Bickham says the most difficult thing for me is to decide what to put on my own clothing. Oh my God, I know that's right. So many choices, I get stuck all the time. Tracy Jones, question, where do you purchase your stones? I purchase stones from BeCreateful.com. BeCreateful.com. They are the most affordable and has the most gorgeous stones on 3 different tiers that you can purchase. So BeCreateful.com. I do believe there's a link in the description below. I'll have to check that later to be 100% sure. But her customer service is super excellent. She has all of the supplies that you need. She specializes in just rhinestones and rhinestones only. So she's an excellent resource for stones. And as I mentioned, her prices are the best that I've found out there. Let's see. Tammy Croft, marketing online. Marketing online is not easy to do, but it's not difficult either. Andrea Michelle has excellent suggestions. Go to funeral homes, fitness instructors, churches. Yes, and yes. If you can go to funeral homes, yes. I'm not a fan of funeral homes, though, you know. Cheryl Larrabee, I traded for getting my dishwasher. You traded in the dishwasher getting fixed. Oh no, poor dishwasher. Let us see. Oh my gosh, I love it, you guys. Oh, let me show that. Andrea Michelle, thanks for that information. It is a start, because like you, I have a board that I get calls all the time and forget to put it on my board when I get home. It's such a headache. It's so frustrating. And there's been times I've forgotten orders and was like, oh crap, by the time I remembered, and I have to rush and get it done. So yeah, it's a pain. You're welcome, Miss Bickham. Scooby-Doo says, I do not know if digitizing was mentioned, but that is a large part of embroidery on many orders. There is not always a stock design that works. So if you come across a embroidery design request and you do not digitize yourself and you do not have digitizing software, there are options available for you that are very affordable that will help you get your items digitized. So there are 2 options that I recommend at all times. What's that site again? It's BeCreateful, createful.com. And I thought I was going to be able to type it into the chat. Oh, I can. Duh. So let me type it in right here. But if you want to Xenia Showalter's designs has beautiful designs as well. Isn't that embroidery? Is there a list of favorites for embroidery supplies? There is on Amazon, but off of Amazon, no. So I know Will Carolina Thread Place has embroidery thread. I also use Madeira rather for embroidery thread. What was I getting ready to say otherwise though? No, hold on. Digitizing. So if you want to digitize a design, say you get an order and you don't digitize and you don't really want to invest in the software, there's a couple of suggestions. One of them, the easiest for me to let you know here now, is JJ Digitizing. JJdigitizing.com. I know they digitize for me a lot when I don't feel like digitizing myself or I don't have time. And his digitizing is gorgeous, y'all. Oh my God, he does an excellent job digitizing. So James Joseph is awesome resource for digitizing if you don't have the software or don't have the time to learn, or you just, would rather not. And he's very good. So that is one option. And then Be Createful is for the rhinestones and for embroidery supplies. Most of my embroidery supplies come from Amazon as far as stabilizer and stuff is concerned. Then my thread primarily comes from Madeira. Madeira Mart, I believe, is the website, and it's spelled M-A-D. Oh, wrong thing. M-A-D-E-I-R-A. M-A-D-E-I-R-A. Now I'm pretty sure it's Madeira Mart. Well, let me just type in Madeira, and that way Google it, and you can sign up for an account, business account, and it's very affordable. Otherwise, embroidery supplies, the majority of the supplies are the thread and the stabilizer, and your needles. Will also sells the needles, and you can get needles on Amazon. So you guys, it is 9:57. Andrea says JJ Digitizing is the best. He is excellent, actually. Some of his embroidery designs are so large and complicated. I mean, like huge things of scenery. It's amazing to see it. So yes, JJ Digitizing is good. If you're on Facebook, Ramona McKee is also an excellent digitizer, and she digitizes for me as well. So you guys, it is 9:58. I definitely appreciate you all joining me for 2 hours. I can't believe I was up that long talking. But I had fun. I absolutely love you guys sharing your experiences in here with us. Also letting us know the websites that you like to use, the machinery that you use. That lets us all know that we can do it, and you can do it. I definitely believe that if it's your decision to try and do an embroidery business, you can do it and you can succeed. Not saying that it's not going to take hard work, some late nights and blood, sweat, and tears, but it can be done. And we're here to encourage you every step of the way. And we appreciate those of you who share with us your new baby so that we can ring the bell for you. Congratulations again to all of you. And definitely thank you to Justin for your super chat and the donation and support to this channel. We definitely appreciate it as always, as well as the others who constantly support us here on our channel. So for the rest of you guys, I hope you have a good week. We do have other things coming down the pipes, and I'm super excited about it. If you didn't know already, I will be in Miami in about 3 weeks at the Deco Summit. So if you're interested in doing that, there's a link in the description below where you can purchase tickets and come and see me live and in color and teaching digitizing with the software Chroma. And I look forward to meeting you if you do show up there. Otherwise, in November the 9th, the MBM show will be here in Charlotte. So if you're interested in coming to that, I will be there as well. Super excited because I love the MBM show and am always excited to see all the newest and latest and greatest. So until the next time we see you here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Baby's Booty channel. live and in color here on YouTube. We hope that you have happy embroidering or blinging or rhinestoning or sublimating or Scooby-Doo or screen printing. So I appreciate you all joining us this evening, and you all have a great night. We'll see you again next week. Bye.